Hello, my name is Jordan Riehm. I am the head of content for TuneFox. I'm here today courtesy of Bluegrass Unlimited. Thank you so much for having us. I wanted to give you guys a tip on something that I use that I think is a great way to add a lot of personality and a little bit of life to your lead playing. And we're borrowing a technique that we use from the chop chords. So that's the left hand release, like the releasing the pressure that you have on the strings with your fretting hand in order to stop the note. Right? It's a great way to make that rhythm have that kind of rhythmic pulse and shorten the note, but it's something that we can use in the lead playing. And it's just a really great technique if this is not something that you've thought of or been introduced to before. So looking at some standard fiddle tunes like Turkey in the Straw, a lot of the times we have really notey versions, but sometimes you have the more basic versions that have like less of a kind of a constant stream of notes. So we might have, for the more advanced version, something like this. All right. Or you may have learned kind of a more basic version that's more based on the lyrics and the lyrical melody, or even more simpler than that sometimes. It might sound something like this. Okay, that's great too, and sometimes it may be even broken down more than that. Okay, TuneFox has a great digital software that allows you to practice tunes and a lot of these different ways with just the swipe of a finger. You could have gone from that advanced version that I showed you to an intermediate version and swiped it all the way down to that more simpler version with just the swipe of a finger and all points in between. So we've got some great software tools that'll help you practice more efficiently, and I'll introduce some of those to you later. All right, back to the point. So a lot of the times when you're playing less notes, it might seem less exciting than if you're just playing a constant stream of notes. So something that I like to do to add a little bit of personality and a little bit of excitement when playing these more simple arrangements is using that left hand release that we talked about in your lead playing. So in this simple version of Turkey in the Straw, right, if you just hold those notes down when you're playing kind of the longer notes, where how I'd write it would be is as eighth notes. Those right there where we're not going down, up, down, up, down, up. It sounds pretty good if you just let them ring, but if we add a little bit of that left hand release, it adds a lot of personality and just makes it a little bit different, gives you a little bit of variation. So check this out. Right? A little bit more personality. It works great in the B part. Right. So adding that left hand release to play some notes short is a great way to add some personality when we're playing on just some of those longer notes and we're not doing a constant stream of down and up strokes. So a way to practice that, if you've never done this before, you can just take a basic scale for whatever key you're working in. So right now we're in the key of G, so let's take this basic G major scale. On the G string we'll have open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. This standard position, standard fingering for the left hand. And on the D string we'll have open, same thing, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. Now what we're going to do is we are going to play a note and then on beat 1 and beat 3 and mute them on beat 2 and 4. So it'll sound like this. One extra thing, so we've talked about left hand release, but when playing with open strings we'll need to use a little bit of left hand muting. So to do that we'll softly bring down those left hand fingers to just barely touch the strings in order to mute them, but definitely not hard enough, that we would fret a note or make a new note. We're not trying to do a hammer on here. So when doing this with the open strings, just play the note and let those fingers come down softly just so they touch the string. And if you were to pick it, you'd get this sound, okay? So here's the exercise. Starting on the first note of the G major scale, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just stay with that one note until you get comfortable. Then go to the next note in the scale. Alright, so that's a great exercise for starting to learn this left hand release and getting some control over it. At first you'll just need to go at whatever speed you're able to handle, and then over time start to speed it up to where you can really get those quick releases without having your fingers fly off the string. That's the whole goal and whole crux of the operation here, is playing it and then releasing without having your finger come off the string. We still want it to remain in contact with the string. Another possible pitfall here, besides lifting off those fingers accidentally, is releasing too slow. If you do that, you end up with a buzz kind of sound. Can you hear that? All right. So we want to release very quick, but only like that much with our fingers. Quick, but not a great degree of motion to where the fingers come off the strings. And that's what I was saying, when you're going through this exercise, stick with one note as long as it takes to really get control of that, whether it's the left hand mute, as long as it takes to get control on that, just work on that. And then when you get to the next note in the scale, if your fingers fly off sometimes, that's fine. We're gonna make mistakes when learning. You're gonna make mistakes after you've learned it. So just keep trying, slow it down to a speed at which you can control it, and start trying to work it into some of your lead playing when you've got some of those shorter notes. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into this lesson. I'm now going to go through a little walkthrough of the TuneFox program, show you guys some of the features we have. I think we've just got a lot of great material on there, a lot of kind of authentic solos, backup ideas, and just great ways that you can customize these arrangements to your own liking. And a lot of just great digital practice tools to help make your practice more efficient, make it more enjoyable, inspiring. There's just a lot of stuff you can do with this program, and it's available on the web, iOS, and Google App Store, so you can take it with you wherever you go. And we've got all kinds of stuff I'll walk you through. Thank you guys for tuning into this lesson. Keep watching to see a little bit more about TuneFox. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. Back here with this TuneFox rundown. I'm on the home page right now. So if you head over to tunefox.com, you can check some of this stuff out. It's just showing you popular songs, a lot of the TuneFox features, which you can read more about. Recently added songs, publications we've been featured in. Very happy to get to add the Bluegrass Unlimited down here, and very happy to be included in that publication. Thank you, guys. All right, jumping in here, we've got a song list for several different instruments. So there'll be tabs for a bunch of different songs, interactive tablature that's going to help make your practice more efficient, inspiring, and give you new ideas. Up here at the top right, we can select the different instruments we have available. And then over here, if we click on some of these little flags that show up, that'll put it in our favorite songs, and we can select those over here so they're easily accessible. We've also got a lick library, which will show you a bunch of different licks for all the different instruments with different picking styles, musical context, and different uses. So sometimes bite size is the best size, especially if you're limited on time.
We've also got a video lesson library for each of the instruments. Here you can see there's lots of different topics. Each topic usually has several video lessons. Each video lesson will have a video demonstration. It's also going to have the interactive tablature and some written out advice. All right, let's jump in and show you guys some of the features using Turkey in the Straw, since that's what we were learning in the mini lesson. Okay, as you can see, there's several different versions of Turkey in the Straw available. So while we're going to have standard versions, we're also going to have some extra goodies for you guys. So in this one, we've got some up the neck, so you can learn it kind of out of the normal position, having that challenge. But also, we've got some real deal, authentic Monroe style stuff for you. So for those wanting to learn, you know, more traditional stuff and learn it like the masters play it, we definitely try to provide that for you guys. So we'll have Monroe style mandolin, Doc Watson style guitar, Earl Scruggs style banjo, and arrangements based off of, you know, other legendary artists as well. Most of the content that we add each month is user requested. So if you guys decide to sign up for a month and give us a try, you can request some new tunes to be added. Jumping in here, we got the standard version of Turkey in the Straw. So right now we can see it's a kind of pretty full, fairly notey version. And as I was saying earlier, with just the swipe of a finger, we can go from a harder version to a more intermediate version with less notes, and to a super easy version that's great for beginners, and also great if you get stuck at a jam that's just going at really crazy tempos. Okay, it's a great safety net. And not only can you see the tab with TuneFox, but you can hear it. The instrument sounds that you hear were recorded with real instruments. We had a Collings mandolin, a Blue Ridge guitar, a Recording King banjo, and a Deering clawhammer banjo that gave us all the sounds that you'll be hearing here. If we hit play, we'll be able to hear this tablature played out with a real instrument and a backing band and a metronome. Check this out. All right, and this orange slider controls the tempo. All right, so that's great. You can practice it slow if you need to, or if you're pushing your tempo, obviously, you can get it going faster. This tutor over here is the TuneFox tutor, and he's just going to be your practice guide. So if you start learning it with him, he'll kind of ask you some questions about your skill level, and then after your first playthrough of a song at the end, he'll check in with you, say, you know, was this easy? Was it hard? And then based on your response, he'll kind of just change the difficulty level a little bit, whether that needs to go up or down, and the tempo as well, and just help guide your practice. All right, so a lot of the features are down here in the bottom right, as you can see. I'm going to go to this Arrange tab and show you what this is. All right, so this is the Vary slider, and it can't be used if your difficulty is all the way easy or all the way hard. So we've got to set it somewhere in between. But what this does is very cool. So it will change where some of those extra notes are. It's not changing the arrangement, it's just changing which notes of the arrangement show up and where. So what this does is it just kind of recontextualizes and will maybe show you some phrases that you might not have thought of, and just allow you to hear the tune in a little bit of a different way, so you can kind of always keep it fresh for yourself, and just really helps you learn this tune on an even deeper level when you can learn it with these different variations. All right, down here in this playback tab, we can control the volume of the lead instrument, the band, and the metronome. There's also these presets. So as you can see, the solo one has mostly mandolin. Band has all band, which is great if you want to use TuneFox as backing track to practice after you've learned the tune, or to practice some improv. One of my favorite features on here is the swing feel. You know, we were hearing that with straight timing, but this puts a little swing in it, puts a little groove in the step, and I love hearing a dancey fiddle tune. So check this out. Yeah, and regardless of the tempo you put, it's going to be swinging. So this playback is a cool thing because obviously, you know, it's great for practicing along with, but since you can take TuneFox with you on your phone, tablet, laptop, or whatever, you can listen to whatever tune you're working on as part of your practice, and that will help you kind of internalize the sound of this tune. As you can see, there's also a capo, but since we're playing a mandolin, we ain't using a capo. You know, that's mandolins and capos, no part of nothing. We ain't doing it. But if you got a banjo or a guitar, this is a great feature for you to practice some of the songs in some of those different keys by using the capo. And you'll hear it in that different key as well. All right, here in the tools, one of the cool, other really cool features we have is this hide notes, and it will blot out some of the notes on the tablature, so you can see what string the note is on, but you can't see what fret. And this is good when you're trying to train your memory and not rely as much on tab. It's also really good when learning by ear, because it just, you know, eliminates a lot of the possibilities which make learning by ear really overwhelming for people that haven't done it before. So being able to see the string, other notes that are around it will give you kind of context clues. Will help you a lot. If you're using on a desktop, it's really great because you can just click on a note and hear it. Right? So you can hear that note and then try to match that pitch on your instrument by, you know, using notes on that string, and you can further narrow the possibilities by using notes that are in this key, and we've got lots of scales and stuff on TuneFox to help with that. Right, so that's a really good way to start learning by ear. And then obviously you could also just listen a lot to the whole thing, but we could loop as well, and that's a great way to practice. Or if you're learning by ear, we can click on a measure and then go down here beneath the little pop-up window and click this button that says focus, and that will just loop that measure. Now if you're learning by ear, you're probably not going to want to start hard. Hearing fast and hearing a lot of notes is hard, just like playing fast and playing a lot of notes is hard. So when you're learning by ear, you're going to want to keep it simple, and you're going to want to slow that tempo down for sure. All right, so you can see it just loops that measure, and it's great for practice or learning by ear. We can add more measures to the loop by clicking on a different one and then hitting focus. All right, then we got a 2-measure loop going. And when you're done, you can unfocus one at a time or hit this unfocus all button. As you can see, we got a bunch of other features over here which will help with your practice. Make sure to head to tunefox.com to check these out and learn more about it. Try us out for a month, see what you think. All right, one other little feature I want to show you guys before we get off of here. Let me go ahead and up the difficulty so you just see the full version. But you could probably see whenever I clicked on that window, there's some other options besides focus and loop. All right. As you can see right here, we can adjust the difficulty and vary each measure individually. And you can change that setting. And then if you hit lock, it kind of locks it in place. And if you mess with the difficulty for the whole song, that measure will stay the same. All right, so we're going to unlock it. And then lastly here, you can, there's different licks we have available. So it will allow you to learn and insert some new musical vocabulary into each of these songs. So that's going to be good for you to learn these new musical phrases. It's also going to help keep it interesting, personalize it, and give you a way to keep these tunes fresh and interesting for you and anybody you might be playing with. So if we hit pentatonic right here, it's going to drop a pentatonic lick right in there. little thing here. All right, so this little dot above there, that means to play the note staccato. So just like we were talking about in the little lesson, we're going to play this note right here. It's going to be short, right, using left-hand release, and this one short using left-hand muting. And so not only can you see, that you need to play it short, but you'll be able to hear it with the player. All right, there's definitely a lot more to go over for TuneFox with you guys, but I'd encourage you guys to check us out on the web. We've got some free content, but, give us a try, sign up for a month, see what you think. Hope you guys enjoy it. Keep in touch, write in. Like I said, you can request new songs and stuff. Stay tuned and keep picking, everybody. We'll see you guys around. Thank you. Bye.